Balancing career uncertainties, contemplating property investment in Spain for stability. Here is my story how I became rich, so I'm buying a home in Spain. Since 2018, I've enjoyed a moderately high income as a contractor, starting at $150,000 annually and now earning around $185,000 a year as a technical program manager in software engineering. My career, while lucrative, is characterized by its transient nature. Contracting often means periods of employment gaps, usually not exceeding 3 months. Despite the financial benefits, the notion of job security remains elusive. Employees in my industry may seem secure, but they too face the constant threat of layoffs due to budget reallocations, which adds an underlying tension to even the most stable-seeming roles. This constant uncertainty can be stressful, as one never knows when the next contract might end abruptly. Residing in Los Angeles, I benefit from the vibrant tech ecosystem here, but I also face high living costs. Fortunately, I hold dual US-EU citizenship, a privilege that offers unique opportunities. Growing up, I frequently vacationed in Spain, fostering a dream of owning an apartment there. This aspiration is not just about having a retreat for extended breaks or sabbaticals, it's about establishing a financial and personal safety net, potentially paving the way for early retirement. The idea of spending long, leisurely summers in a sun-drenched Spanish town has a romantic allure that has stayed with me. While I intend to remain active professionally, I aim to achieve financial security and independence. Compared to others in similar forums, my financial portfolio may seem modest, but I refuse to let that diminish my goals or confidence. Here's a snapshot of my current financial standing. I have $100,000 in retirement accounts, 401k, IRA, etc. $10,000 in investments, primarily in index funds and Apple stocks, $5,000 in cryptocurrency, a small stake to stay diversified, and $70,000 in cash savings. This diversified approach ensures that my finances are resilient to market fluctuations, providing a sense of stability. My monthly expenditures are as follows: $400 for a car lease, $200 for car insurance, doubled since moving back to California, and $700 for rent. I currently share a living space with a friend, securing a favorable rental rate. I don't save every penny beyond these expenses. I value experiences and travel, which I indulge in regularly. Living in Los Angeles provides plenty of opportunities for entertainment, dining out, and social activities, which I take full advantage of. This lifestyle, while enjoyable, does impact my savings rate, but I believe in striking a balance between enjoying the present and securing the future. Experiences such as these enrich my life, providing cherished memories and a sense of fulfillment that pure savings cannot. My current contract is set to expire on October 1st, with a strong possibility of extension until March 2025. I receive weekly payments, amounting to approximately $2,300 after taxes in California. I am debt-free, which is a significant relief. Projecting my savings, I anticipate accumulating an additional $27,000 by October. This additional cushion will further bolster my financial security, but it also presents a pivotal decision point regarding my next steps. With this extra savings, I have the flexibility to consider new investment opportunities or substantial purchases like real estate. Given my situation, I'm contemplating the next steps. Should I invest in a property in Spain, which holds sentimental and practical value, or opt for a more affordable location within the US? Spain's cost of living is substantially lower, and with my dual citizenship, it's a viable option for retirement or an escape if needed. Properties near the ocean can be found for around $100,000, a bargain compared to US prices. The thought of owning a place in Spain, where the lifestyle is more relaxed and the cost of living is lower, is incredibly appealing. It would not only provide a retreat but also serve as a potential investment and future residence. The slower pace of life in Spain, coupled with its rich culture and beautiful landscapes, makes it an attractive destination for a potential retirement spot. Some considerations for making this decision include remote work potential. I could potentially work remotely for US-based companies while living in Spain. However, the local job market doesn't offer salaries comparable to those in the US, and I don't speak Spanish, which could limit local job opportunities. Additionally, while the idea of remote work is increasingly common, it comes with its own set of challenges such as maintaining productivity, dealing with time zone differences, and staying connected with colleagues. On the plus side, the ability to work from anywhere provides a flexibility that can be very appealing, allowing me to choose my living environment based on personal preferences rather than job location. Instead of letting my cash sit in high-yield savings accounts, HYSAs, should I explore other investment avenues? Maximizing returns on my savings could significantly impact my financial future. Perhaps diversifying further into stocks, real estate, or even higher yield investments could offer better long-term benefits. To add context, I am 34 years old. Spain offers a retirement haven and a secure fallback option. Could such a place be found in the US for the same price? My job could theoretically be performed from Spain, allowing for a comfortable lifestyle with remote work. Access to 401k plans is not always available in contracting roles, which complicates long-term savings strategies. My current savings rate is influenced by substantial spending on entertainment and dining out. I have 2 more vacations planned this year. These trips are part of my lifestyle choice to enjoy life now while planning for the future. They are important to me for maintaining a sense of balance and well-being, allowing me to recharge and gain new perspectives. While some argue leasing is costly, I find it advantageous. My current lease on a new SUV is a great deal, and I plan to buy the car after the lease term, leveraging the equity I've built. Leasing allows me to drive a new car without the large upfront cost and worry about depreciation, and at the end of the lease, I have the option to purchase it at a favorable price. This approach suits my current financial strategy, offering flexibility and financial predictability. I appreciate the insights and suggestions provided by fellow Redditors. The feedback has been invaluable in navigating my financial journey. As I ponder the next steps, I aim to balance immediate enjoyment with long-term security, ensuring that I make informed, strategic decisions for my future. The dream of owning a place in Spain remains strong, and with careful planning and smart financial moves, it feels increasingly within reach. This goal is not just about financial security, but also about creating a lifestyle that offers peace, stability, and happiness. In the meantime, I'm exploring all my options. I've started looking into specific regions in Spain, comparing property prices, living costs, and the quality of life each area offers. I'm also considering the implications of owning property abroad, such as taxes, maintenance costs, and potential rental income if I decide to lease it out when I'm not there. Additionally, I'm researching visa requirements and healthcare options to ensure that I am fully prepared for any potential move. On the investment front, I'm consulting with financial advisors to explore more aggressive investment strategies that could yield higher returns. I'm evaluating the risks and potential rewards of diversifying my portfolio further. This includes considering real estate investments both in the US and abroad, as well as exploring higher yield stocks and bonds. Cryptocurrency, while volatile, remains a small part of my portfolio for diversification. Ultimately, the decision I make will be based on a combination of financial prudence, personal dreams, and lifestyle preferences. The next few years will be crucial in determining the path I take. Whether I end up with a cozy apartment in Spain or find a suitable alternative in the US, my goal remains clear: to create a life that balances work, leisure, and security. Comment: when does the car fleece end? Get out of that and get a cheap car so you're not paying $400 plus comprehensive on-car insurance. Need to see your full budget to see what else can be cleaned up. But you should have at least 3 to 6 months of expenses in a HYSA to be used as an emergency fund. As a contractor, I would say 9 to 12 months would be better. After that, max out your 401k accounts. Do you have the ability to save in an HSA? Max that out after, as it rolls from year to year and is pre-tax. I am also in contracting, currently in a program management office, for the last 15 years and have never been without a job when contracts are coming to an end. I either jumped beforehand, better offer, or stayed as any new company taking over keeps us worker bees. My current company, just got extended another 5 years on recompete, and that now takes me to 67 years old. You have done well. In particular, being debt-free. Reply: thank you. The lease isn't that bad. I usually opt to buy at the end of them and have done them in the past. My credit score is good, so I got a great deal. Comment: you didn't give your age, which is relevant, but looking at your asset allocation, it looks odd to me. Of your $85,000 outside of retirement accounts, you've got 5.9% in crypto and 82% in cash. So that seems like on the one hand you don't mind risk, and on the other hand you're gambling with 6% of your portfolio. You didn't give the breakdown of the $10,000 between Apple and index funds, but the Apple is also a gamble. Unless you have some inside information, unlikely, to tell you it's going to outperform, you should assume the market is pricing it correctly, which means you should diversify. The question about what the correct asset allocation is hinges very much on your plans. If you're planning to buy that house in Spain for real sometime soon, then cash is okay. If it's an idea for some future point in life, you definitely should be in a low-context index fund like VTI or VT. In terms of buying in Spain, keep in mind that if you are thinking of using it sporadically, between gigs, it'll be hard to have a stable long-term tenant, and running an Airbnb remotely might be a real pain in the neck, and probably not a great investment. If it's your dream and you can afford your dream, then I wouldn't say no, but consider the alternatives, which is making money in the market and then going to Spain and renting a place for several weeks or months at a time. Usually Airbnb hosts are willing to give a discount for longer rentals. This approach would allow you to test the concept and if it's what you really want to do. Comment. Wow, I notice your car, with insurance, is the same cost as your rent. Perhaps something is out of balance there. Leases are usually a no-win. I would work full-time on getting that car costs down. I would not buy in Spain. Rent. You don't want the responsibility of having to fly there in an emergency because something happened. Another big question: are you sure you want to be living in LA? Would you rather be doing the same work in Spain? Something to think about. If you want to buy a home there, that says a lot. From debt to freedom. How I pay off my mortgage working on multiple jobs at the same time with big debt. Our family had been trying to pay down our mortgage, but we were failing miserably for several years. We have 3 children and I guess our excuse was that it was expensive to live with 2 adults and 3 children in the house, but in reality, we had no excuse not to pay off our mortgage. Never make excuses. My parents worked in a bank and that's where they met. They understood finances and how to have a budget for food and keep a tight rein on money. I soaked this up and learned how to get ahead. I would also say the initial support from my parents was what launched me as I came out of university without any debt, and they allowed me to live at home until I had a proper job. I've also never had a high-paying job. At age 23, I was living with 2 flatmates, one who earned the same as me. She once asked me how much of my measly wage I saved, and when I told her that 50% of my wage went into savings for a house deposit for my first home, her mouth dropped open. "But I can't save any of my wage," she exclaimed. She was a trainee lawyer with the potential to earn big, and I was an office worker in a car sales yard. This conversation caused her to stop talking to me for about 6 months. She became so resentful of me that she pushed me out of the flat and back to my parents' place. This flatmate thought I didn't have a life, saying that you have to have a life. This statement made me think. I looked at my life and realized that it was very enjoyable with lots of friends and activities. I spent a lot of time rock climbing at a wall in town, something that I budgeted for. I made a lot of great friends who became family, and they all had even less money than me, so we never went anywhere expensive. We went on trips to the mountains and hills and down to Wanaka and up in Golden Bay, spending hours climbing, hanging out, eating, and laughing. My flatmate on the other hand spent huge amounts every weekend, eating at expensive restaurants and drinking until she was drunk. After leaving that flat, I spent 6 months with my parents and soon had a deposit for my first house. I looked at 2 houses and bought the second one I saw, a small weatherboard house on a main road in Christchurch. It wasn't flash, the toilet was old and it was freezing cold, but it was mine. I then proceeded to pay it off as quickly as I could, and I attribute this to my frugal mindset and dislike of debt. 20 years later and I have a husband and 3 children. Recently, my husband lost his job and it was a real shock to the family as I only had some casual work at the time. We suddenly didn't have enough to live on with 3 children and it was a very stressful time. What I noticed though was that our budgeting skills had slipped and we were not bothering to pay off debt. I became ruthless and began to change my mindset back to when I was in my 20s and saving for my first house. I started tracking every cent we spent. I noticed as we had gotten older we were spending more money. It's called lifestyle creep. We had bigger cars, 2 houses, and more luxuries that we didn't need. Slowly but surely I reduced our food bill, our transport bill, got rid of some insurance we didn't really need, and I paid down debt. I took on multiple jobs, from working in a factory, which I got fired from, a long story, to helping recruit people for vaccination centers. I did more photography shoots which brought in a very nice side income. Meanwhile, my husband had no work, not even one bit for nearly a whole year. I would come home from my day job and do a photography shoot. Then I would sit down, edit photos, and track our budget. I currently have 3 jobs and work about 50 hours per week. Going back to a mindset of saving money and reducing our budget has had a mind-blowing effect on our family finances. We went from having hardly enough money to pay for daily expenses and a $100,000 mortgage, to now having no mortgage. Our mortgage was costing us $7,000 per year in annual payments, and now we have 0 debt, which means no more of those payments. We can now plan for the future, organize a holiday, or buy a treat. The whole experience of my husband losing his job has been life-changing in a good way. I got my confidence back by doing so many different jobs plus learned budgeting all over again. I've grown the best vegetable garden ever, saving us huge amounts of money, plus bottled kilograms of free fruit to get our food bill down. If I had to give young people some tips, it would be these things. 1. Don't worry about how much you earn in your day job. You can get ahead even with a low-paying job. It will be harder, but you can do it. You just need to focus on your goals and be ruthless. 2. I would only suggest tertiary study if you know there is a high chance of a well-paying job at the end. Try to stay at home with your parents just a little bit longer to save money. 3. Look at starting a business on the side. Just do it on weekends and after work if you can. Even $10,000 profit per year adds up to $100,000 after 10 years. 4. Learn all the life skills you can. How to grocery shop cheaply, how to repair things, how to grow your own food, etc. 5. Use a spreadsheet for budgeting. Boring, I know, but you can see how much money you are wasting every day. Find cheap pastimes and activities with friends, and cut your expenses as much as you can. 6. Save, save, save. 7. Set goals and do everything you can to achieve them. Be relentless in your pursuit of your goals and you will get there. People around you will notice too and help you along the way. 8. If you have a dream to be an artist or to be a stay-at-home mom, all this saving will get you there. It's called financial freedom. 9. Go to music festivals. You are only young once. Save for the tickets, sleep in a tent or on someone's couch.